This is a judgment prior to the events in Revelation, to shape up the church around the world, to be able to take the gospel of Christ to all the countries that nowadays do not allow the gospel to enter their land. They will be in awe of this situation because Jehovah made this message travel the whole world first. That is what he told me on that morning. My servant, send this message to the whole world with every detail beforehand, so that they know that it was I who executed this judgment. Because nowadays, others want to take the credits. No, Jehovah spoke first. The scientists will be saying what Jehovah already dictated, confirming that something is indeed approaching the earth. That is the greatness of the message. All glory will go to God. That is why we come to this nation in tears, leaving behind our families back home. The Lord opened the doors for us to come here, since this country did not know about this event. It is very possible that your leaders may know, but they cannot say anything at this point, and we agree with that. But the church has a supreme leader, and we do this even though we respect the laws and the land. But the Lord above wants to inform his church here and everywhere we go of his plans, so that we prepare before that dark night comes upon us. The asteroid will produce a 1,000-foot wave at the point of impact. According to the scientists we spoke to, this wave will be traveling at approximately 400 miles per hour. At 400 miles per hour, many areas of Puerto Rico will be covered by the sea, as you will see in the next map. In addition, the land of Puerto Rico will be swaying like a drunkard. The whole continent will be trembling like never before. The wave that you will see will travel towards the United States. The Dominican Republic will be the second country to be hit. Members of the government informed me that they have an estimate of human casualties due to this event. They opened up to me because I gave them information that no one else has. They clearly told me that they have an estimate of 2.5 million losses of life just for Puerto Rico. The majority of the Church of Christ in Puerto Rico has turned against this message. Supposedly they have the presence of Jehovah, the presence of the Holy Spirit among them. The Lord left us the presence of the Holy Spirit to help us, to guide us, to take care of us 100%, and to deliver us prepared and worthy for the Lord at his return. It seems the church threw this presence out. They do not ask him if this is from the Lord or not. In Puerto Rico, there are about 6,000 churches. Most of them mocked the Lord. That is why the Lord told me, my servant, the church has added to the amount of deaths, which means the situation will be even worse. There was hope that the church would receive this message and heed its warning, as the sinful city of Nineveh did when the prophet Jonah warned them. We brought the message, and in most places they mocked it. The government is preparing for this, yet the church says that God cannot do such a thing. It is contradictory. But I tell you that what the non-believers are preparing for is what will come to pass. Even they, although not serving God, believe in this more than the church, because what they see fills them with fear and terror. The Church of Puerto Rico believed this was a fairy tale, just as they labeled it in a very well-known ministry in Puerto Rico. They told me this was a literary tale. If they only knew that this literary tale is about to come to pass. As I told you before, the government's total estimate is of 2.5 million deaths in Puerto Rico. The plastic coffins for the bodies have arrived in the United States and in Puerto Rico. FEMA is currently preparing Puerto Rico for a possible earthquake or tsunami. They are storing water, food, giving presentations about evacuation. The difference is that they cannot tell people about the third event, because the third event comes from God. The rock will be in the hands of Jehovah that night. Jehovah will toss it upon the earth, and it will fall on the sea. That difference is what has scientists in fear. Right now, there are thousands of asteroids around and close to the earth. But prior to the rapture, only one event will befall the earth that God has to do, something different, in order for God to prepare His church. The world will be in awe and terror at what God will do. Right now they are perplexed because the situation is clear, specific, and there is no change in the route that they are seeing towards the earth. Scientists have indicated that this impact will stop the rotation of the earth for 3 days. These are real, not fictional scientists. The fact that the earth's rotation will stop for 3 days is a terrible thing for us.
Looking at the Rolodex, and the Rolodex, first it said 2.5 million. And in my heart, in the dream, I knew what he was saying. 2.5 million deaths.
And so then the next scene comes, and I'm floating in the air, and I'm over the ocean, and it's really foggy ahead. But I know that the coast of New York, like Manhattan, is like just on the other side of the fog. But I'm probably still like 10 miles away from the coast.
But then something must be happening in the spirit. Something was changing. I don't know what was going on all in the midst of it, but it flipped. And the Rolodex flipped to 3.5 million. And I was like, oh dear God, you know,
enjoying talking to their friends, their loved ones that were sitting with them. But as we were sitting there, we were finishing our dinner, we all of a sudden started hearing sirens going off in the city of New York. And the sirens were evacuation sirens.
And then it flipped one more time. And it landed on a final number. Woo!
God showed me a very large tsunami coming into New York City. Now, this tsunami was so large that it completely put New York City, the coastal part of it, was completely underwater.
Just different cries, a mix of different cries. And out of that voice came this word, it's going to change. Things are going to change. It's going to change. And it said it once, and a few seconds later said it again. A few seconds later said it again. It said it 3 times. And
the Rolodex flipped again for a 3rd time. And the number that landed was 350 million people. Boom, dream over. So I get up and I'm like, oh dear God. I knew what he told me. I knew what he was saying. And I sat down with him and I wrote it down and I said, Lord, this can't be real. Is this what you're telling me? Is this an answer to my question? And he said, yes. And I said, God, how is that even plausible? And at the time he did not answer me, but he let me know 350 million deaths.